Well, we are deep into hurricane season. Not necessarily deep, but I guess any day within hurricane season is considered deep in the season. And what is the one thing that people are thinking about when it's time for hurricanes? Is it going to be bad enough? Am I going to have to evacuate? And those folks that are already equipped with RVs are ready to go. That's where Justin Lozana and On-Site Generator Service comes in. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Chet. Nice to meet you, bud.
Good to meet you. So you service generators within the RVs here, and also the marine equipment, but we're specifically focusing on the RVs right now.
Absolutely, yeah. RV generators specifically.
So I understand a generator and what its purpose is, but for RVs, we were talking a little bit off camera. During the travel part, you were telling me these generators have to be running.
For sure, and we get a lot of questions of customers saying, do we run this while we're driving? I was like, how do you not? These motorhomes are just ovens. When you have a long travel, a lot of people travel to South Florida, Texas, whatever. The generator needs to be running to keep that AC going in there, especially if you have animals, kids, family in there. They're going to want the AC going. And if you don't, guess what? You're going to be right up here on these ACs. And that does not work very well, especially with state troopers. Sure. They don't like that either. So, yeah, it's imperative to have these generators in tip-top shape before you leave for your long travels.
Yeah, you don't think about that. This front-end AC, I don't think about, I don't own an RV like this, but I wouldn't think about the fact that it's not built to really keep the whole place cool. Most people are traveling with family in the back end, so you want to make sure that you're all set. So you sell the generators, but you service them. That's the key feature.
Absolutely, sales and service. Service is imperative. We have these generators now. They don't really have oil filters on them. They have very little bit of oil in them, so they're required to be serviced every 50 hours. So that's only about 2.5 days.
Sure.
A full 2 days. I'm sorry, a full running, and a lot of people do that within a year. Sometimes they triple that in a year, and they don't think about that. So the service on these can be once, twice, sometimes 3 times a year that is needed. And sometimes people don't do them at all. And they call us at the last minute trying to leave.
Sure.
And they're just unprepared. So we're trying to get people prepared.
Well, and you're also dealing with those individuals who are maybe a little more prepared, who are planning ahead, who have you coming out a week or two before they're about to go.
Exactly.
And so you're servicing those folks, and you have these folks who haven't thought about it, that are thinking maybe I should because I'm gonna have to run it. What is the good rule of thumb for when you should be looking into? Are there signs that you need to do it, or should you just put it on a checklist and make sure you got it done?
So as far as a motorhome owner, every month you should be checking your batteries, your generator, you're cranking your engine. You should be doing all this on a 30-day basis, but servicing at least once a year. And that's where we come in. We will put you on a contract basis and call you at that 1-year mark and say, hey, have you had any issues? Do you want us to come by and take a look at it? They'll say, yeah, we'll come out. We usually will find an issue with the batteries or the generator or something. We'll catch that ahead of time. And that's really what we strive to do with sales and service, is to get ahead of the issues before they become an issue.
And of course, not all generators that you sell are the same. You may have some generators, these are much larger units. Yes. Right here, but you even have generators for some of the smaller as well. You've got something for everybody.
We do. We service large diesel pusher generators, which we don't have today. But we service LP generators, gasoline generators, diesel generators, and they all require different service intervals with different service items and all different prices. So our contracts are specifically designed for each customer's generator.
And that goes without saying that you also have the ability to install whole home generators.
Absolutely.
For those folks who are not jumping in the RV, who feel safe, who are far enough away but don't want to be without power for whatever reason, the luxuries of life, or maybe they have family members that are joining them that are on some maybe life-saving equipment. Yep. You offer those services as well.
Exactly, yeah. We service all home generators, marine generators, and RV generators. Home generators specifically are on the same regimen at least once a year, and especially if it's been used a few times throughout the year, sometimes more than once a year. And that's also, we want to jump ahead of these issues before hurricane season, rather than in the middle of a storm, we get service calls that we cannot get to. And as a contract customer, we put you at the top of the list. So if you're calling as an outside contract customer and you're not one yet, then you're going to have to be put on a list to wait for, because it's going to be busy.
So should we go take a look at some of these boats?
Let's go take a look, yeah.
Alrighty. We were talking about hurricane season with the RVs a moment ago, and now listen, a boat is also a good option if you're going to be evacuating for a hurricane, maybe, depending on what you're looking at. But it is the time of year to be in a boat. Absolutely. It is summertime, and folks are going to be out on their boats, and you service generators on boats as well.
We do service generators, and I don't know about you, Chet, but I can't think of anything more fun than getting on a motor yacht like this and going out to the island for 3-4 days. But I can think of something even worse. No power for 3 or 4 days. Absolutely. Out on an island. Most people don't understand how boats get their power. We have diesel, gas generators, whichever of your choice on the boat, and that provides power for the entire boat. Air conditioners, battery chargers. If you don't have your generator, you're going to lose batteries. Then you can't then you can't crank your main engines. So it's pretty important to keep your generator up to service along with your main engines and every other item on the boat. So yeah, same thing with boats, once a year or as much as you use it.
Yeah, so we're thinking about, you know, there's some, we're out here at Point Cadet, and there's some smaller boats on here, not necessarily needing generators. They're just powered, they're just motors, they're going. These larger boats, you're going to have something like that in order to stay comfortable, for everything to run the right way, for everything to run at all. And you're saying just whenever you think about it, it's time to service.
So when you want to service these, you want to service these at the beginning of your boating season. So early spring is a great time when we get a lot of phone calls for, hey, can you come service our generator? And that's when we usually like to jump on services. Sometimes even in the wintertime, to get your boat winterized and out of service is a good time to service it. So sometimes in the marine world, twice a year, springtime, wintertime, before start and after you start and after you finish.
So this goes for folks who are just having leisure yachts, folks who are using their boats for charter fishing. That's the last thing you want to do is be a rented space for someone to go charter fishing, and your generator decides
Absolutely.
that it's time to tap out.
Yeah, we service a lot of the commercial industry. Crystal Sea seafood oyster boats we service, and right now is their hot season, so we've serviced their generators quite a few times already. And we do have a lot of charter boat customers, and yeah, when they need their generator, they need it then, and they need it for a long amount of time. So we do service theirs quite more often than you would a pleasure craft boat like this that gets used maybe 4 or 5 times a year.
Same kind of setup. You have those different sizes for various boats. You offer, you come and install them. You offer the service contracts, the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely, sales, service, installs, the whole 9 yards.
All right. So what have we left out? We've got RVs. We got boats. We're ready for hurricane season. We're ready for summer. Only thing we have left to do is crank it up and put some skis back behind the boat.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Chad.
roll that 4-wheeler onto the little toy compartment of that RV, and everything. Really, you've got everything you need there. Once you get that generator service, you're good to go. You're worry free, and you're not going to be calling somebody in an emergency because it's not working.
Absolutely not. It's all about being prepared and enjoying your trip with peace of mind.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Listen, so give the guys a call here, on-site generator service. You should see that information at the bottom of your screen. If you're going to be going out, we went out camping 3 or 4 times this summer when I was a kid. If you're going to be camping and you're going to have that generator, if you're going to be going on a boat, spending some time out on the islands, it's the perfect time of year. I don't know that it's the only time of year, but it really is the perfect time of year for that. Get the service done now. Call them ahead, get it finished. You don't want to get out there or get out there in the water, get over into the woods and realize that you didn't do your due diligence and get anything right. Jesse, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you being here. Alrighty.